You want to know what's interesting about this story that I'm about to tell you is that the last story or video that I did about Joe Biden had to do with Hall T, in the sense of him and his administration potentially vetoing a bill that the GOP was going to put on the books to protect women's sports, basically to have it be where it's when women's sports is only played by women or girls sports being played by girls, XX chromosome carrying preferred. And now here I am doing another video on a separate story involving Joe Biden and his administration, where it's again dealing with Hall T, but now it's dealing with people over in Pakistan. And by that, I mean that the Biden administration is offering a $500,000 grant for English teachers in Pakistan that focus on transgendered youth. So they're literally giving them a free $500,000 if they are teaching courses or anything related to youth who identify as trans. Now, mind you, this is not here in the States. This is in Pakistan. And then when you think about what Kamala Harris was doing over in Africa, I forgot what country it was. Y'all can let me know in the chat or in the comments. It's like now we see what, we see the wheels clearly spinning. We see what direction they're headed in. Keep in mind what administration is kicked off with. The Biden administration is offering a $500,000 grant to help teach the English language in Pakistan, in part by providing intensive professional development courses for Pakistani transgender youth. So peep that. They said that this $500,000 grant is to help teach the language that is English over there, but they didn't put the but in there. I'm inserting it here because y'all know what I say about a but. Usually bullshit follows behind the but. It says in part by providing intensive professional development courses for Pakistani transgender youth. So basically what it sounds like to me is like, we'll give you this money to teach English over there. However, the only way you're going to get this money is if you also teach this. See, what they're doing is they're spreading this all. They're trying to make this all a whole global thing. They basically want a lot of people to be on the same timetable as America is, preferably the U.S. The State Department grant said it is aimed at teaching the English language skills to Pakistani youth so they can better participate in global community and prepare them for success in the workplace. The grant aims to reach that goal by focusing on three components. 1. Professional development for English language teachers from non-mainstream institutions. 2. Professional development for novice Pakistani English language teachers. And 3. Professional development for transgender youth and for Afghan teachers, students, and young professionals residing in Pakistan. The program component that includes a focus on trans youth accepts proposals from applicants for a minimum of $25,000 and a minimum of $75,000 to implement. 1. Intensive professional development courses for Pakistani transgender youth from the ages of 13 to 25. My thing is this. Why is, when they said transgender youth, when I think of youth, I'm thinking anyone up to the age of 17. After 17, you're not considered a youth anymore. When you're 18 and up, you're considered an adult, unless that's how things are ran over there. Because 25, when has that ever been seen as a youthful age? You're at the quarter century mark. But okay. And 2, in intensive professional development courses for Afghan teachers, students, and young professionals residing in Pakistan. These components aim to improve English language communication skills among trainees and connect them to a professional alumni network. Participating teachers will share what they learn in these trainings with English language professional colleagues, thereby influencing pedagogy in their schools and communities. Interested applicants applications to the grant program are encouraged to address what is the most effective way to reach the greatest number of Pakistani transgender youth and Afghan teachers, students, and young professionals from diverse locations across Pakistan. A spokesperson for the State Department told Fox News Digital that the education project from the agency focuses on transgender youth as it often does with other quote-unquote marginalized communities. The spokesperson added that the grant funds will not be used for gender transitions. They say that now. It may start off one way, but who knows, it might segue into that. In this specific grant, the department provides funding for English language learning, an integral skill that helps unlock educational and employability opportunities for marginalized communities, in this case, transgender youth, the spokesperson said. Now, peep this before I go any further. And I don't know if TD is going to hear about this or not, but TD loves to, do videos when it comes to the Biden administration and how they don't do for the black community, especially since he says, I got your back if you got mine. This dude right here in his administration is willing to give $500,000 per person who is willing to do this, who's willing to comply and do this. That's all. Do you know how many any of those people over there are going to try to convince at least just one person to identify as trans just so they can get this money? I can see a lot of schemes coming out of this, but I could be wrong. But that's how I'm looking at it right now. The State Department Human Rights Report for Pakistan praises the country's 2018 Transgender Persons Protection of Rights Act. The report suggests Pakistan police should better prioritize ways to prevent increased levels of violence against trans people. The report notes public venues in Pakistan were less likely to host transgender events than religiously based anti-LGBTQ plus protests. And that's the whole article right there. But the thing is, look at how much he is going out of his way for, first off, a whole nother nation. Okay, this is not even happening in America. This is not even happening in the States. This is happening in Pakistan. Number two, Halti yet again gets his full undivided attention. Because like I said, the last video I did about him, which was a couple weeks ago, he's in his administration possibly vetoing a bill to basically block the GOP from protecting women's sports and also allowing Halti to participate in women's sports. So basically, he's for it. Not for the bill, of course, but he's anti whatever the GOP is doing. And now, a couple weeks later, you have this lined up. So you see what side he's on. Again, black people, you didn't get, for those who voted for him anyway, let me put it like that, because not everybody did. But for those who did, y'all, I wouldn't even go as far as say y'all got the short end of the stick. You're not even holding on to anything. You're just grasping for air at this point, not even straws. At least if you grasp for straws, you grab an animate object. But at this point, you're just grabbing air and stuck in limbo. Remember what he said, if you got my back, I got yours. I wonder what he was holding in his hand when he said, I got your back. Something tells me a silver object with a black or wooden handle and a pointy blade, a sharp blade, and is usually used in the kitchen. Isn't it also amazing how he's supposed to be the quote unquote president of this nation, but he's doing for everyone else in every other nation? That's why a lot of people didn't take Obama seriously when he said, I just can't be the president of the black community. I got to be the president for all. And he did for all too, except us. And as you can see, the cycle is happening again because this guy is doing for all, and he's doing for all here and abroad, except us. But like I said, I didn't vote for him. I saw the writing on the wall. Unfortunately, there were a lot who didn't.